My name is Tracie Savage, and I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. I was a child actress. I did my first commercial at the age of 2, and I worked in television and did some movies until I was 18, and I went to college. I did lots of commercials as a child and was on a lot of TV shows during the 70s and 80s. Little House on the Prairie, Happy Days, Eight is Enough, Family, Marcus Welby, and the last major thing I did as a child actress was Friday the 13th, Part 3. It was the last movie I did. I was done with the business and I was heading off to college. I knew I didn't want to be an actress as an adult because it was such an unstable business, and I wanted to develop a career that I could work hard at and pursue and grow. And with acting, it's hit or miss, and it's a lot about luck. So I went to college. I went to UCLA for 2 years and then transferred to University of Michigan. And I graduated from University of Michigan. I graduated from University of Michigan and got my first job 6 weeks out of college in Toledo, Ohio, as a news reporter. I studied journalism in college and got my first job 6 weeks out of college in Toledo, Ohio. I was a reporter for an NBC station, and I stayed a little less than a year and quickly moved on to a bigger market, Flint, Michigan. And I worked in Flint for about a year, and then I moved to Dayton, Ohio, a wonderful news station, the number one CBS affiliate in the country. And I stayed there for 4 years. I learned so much. I covered major stories all over the country for that station. This was back when TV stations spent a lot of money. So I got to travel a lot and cover major stories, even though I was working in a top 50 market in Dayton, Ohio. And in 1991, in January, I got hired by Channel 9, KCAL, to be a reporter in Los Angeles. So I got to move back home after 8 years in the Midwest. And I was a reporter for Channel 9 for 3 years. And then NBC, Channel 4 here in Los Angeles, hired me to work for NBC. And I moved over to NBC and was a reporter and an anchor. I anchored the weekend news there and covered major stories. That was when I covered the O.J. Simpson trial. I covered Oklahoma City bombing. I covered the Northridge earthquake, the LA riots. Every major story in Los Angeles I was involved in. And then in 2001, I went to work for KFWB Radio as an afternoon drive news anchor. And I was on the air every day for 5 hours reporting the news. And I loved working in radio. It was so much fun and so interesting. And it was immediate. You didn't have to spend time editing pictures. You could get on the air immediately. And as a journalist, as a news person, it's so exciting and so interesting and so much fun. So I loved working in radio, and I was at KFWB Radio until just a few years ago. And a couple of years ago, I decided I wanted to teach. And I love teaching. It is giving back. It is so fulfilling and so rewarding. I get so much more out of my students, I think, than I give to them. It I come alive in the classroom, and it just is really amazing, and I love it so much. I have been teaching at several different schools. I'm an adjunct professor, and I started teaching at LA Valley College, and I teach a film production class at LA Valley College. And I've taught a couple of broadcasting classes at LA Valley. I've been there for 5 years. And as I said, a couple of years ago, I decided to teach full time. So I quit my on air job after being on the air in LA for 25 years. I'm still on the air, by the way. I host and produce a show called Trending for the city of West Hollywood. But I quit my on air job. I was working for Time Warner Cable at the time. And I now teach three I now teach 5 classes at 3 different schools. I teach in Santa Monica at Santa Monica College. I teach at Pierce, loving that, teaching a wonderful video production multimedia class. And I'm still at Valley College as well. I've been teaching at USC Annenberg School of Journalism in their graduate program, teaching journalism to graduate students and undergraduate students, teaching news writing and story producing and video shooting and editing for students at USC. And it's what I'm doing now, and I love it.